Audio 17. What's in your signature? Our signature is very much part of the way in which we present ourselves to the world, so it can definitely give us some clues about the kind of person we are and how we feel about ourselves. As you know, a person's signature usually consists of a first name and a last name, or an initial and a last name. Your first name represents your private self, how you are with your family, and your last name represents your public self, the way you are at work or school and in your social life. If you use only initials either for your first name or your last name in your signature, this means that you are more secretive and protective about either your private or public self. Now look at the space between your name and last name. Are the two names very close together, or is there a reasonable space between them? The more space there is between your name and your last name, the more you wish to keep these two parts of your personality separate. Audio 18. The size of your signature. Now let's look at the size of your signature. If your first name is bigger and more prominent in your signature, this usually means that your private self is more important to you than your public self. If your last name is bigger and more prominent, this probably means that your public self is more important to you. If your whole signature is very big compared with the rest of your writing, this usually means that you are a self-confident person. Some people actually sign in capital letters, which suggests that they may be big-headed or even arrogant rather than just self-confident. On the other hand, people who sign their name with a very small signature tend to be insecure and have low self-esteem. Audio 19. The legibility of your signature. Another important factor is how legible your signature is. In other words, how easy it is to read. A legible signature tends to mean that you're a person with clear ideas and objectives. On the other hand, if your signature is difficult to read, this may imply that you're somebody who doesn't think very clearly and that you may be disorganized or indecisive. It can also mean that you're secretive. Generally speaking, the more illegible your signature is, the less assertive you probably are as a person. Audio 20. The angle of your signature. Finally, I want to say something about the angle of your signature, that's to say whether your signature is horizontal or goes up or goes down on the page. A rising signature, one that goes up, means that you are the kind of person who, when you're laced with problems, will work hard to overcome them. You're a determined person and probably optimistic and ambitious. A descending signature, that is one that goes down, suggests that you're the kind of person who gets disheartened or depressed when you're faced with problems, maybe because you are not very self-confident. A horizontal signature, one that goes straight across the page, usually indicates a person who is well-balanced and emotionally stable, and someone who is generally satisfied with the way their life is going. But it's worth bearing in mind that the angle of our signature may change at different times of our lives, depending on how we're feeling.